So, welcome back again in the second session of day one. So, we are already having our resource person. Uh, Amantaji, are you there? Can you listen to me?
Yes, I can listen to you.
Okay. Please wait 1 minute. Let me introduce you.
Okay.
So, today we are having with us Dr. Hemanta Shaikia, who is an assistant professor in the Department of Basic Sciences and Humanities, College of Sericulture, Titabar, Assam Agricultural University, Jorhat. Dr. Saikia has completed his master's in statistics from Guwahati University, Guwahati in 2007, and PhD in business administration with specialization in data mining in sports from Assam University, Silchar in the year 2013. He has in his credit 30 research publications in different national and international journals, and one book entitled to him is Cricket Performance Measurement, Mathematical Formulation and Analytics, published it under Indian Statistical Institute series from the reputed international publisher Springer Nature, Singapore. Today, his topic of deliberation is coding, recoding, and transformation of variables, sample data measurement of frequencies and its interpretation, formatting SPSS output tables for reporting into research paper, etc. So, Dr. Hemantaji, please welcome to this FDP, and the session is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for introducing me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can share your screen. You can share your video.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen first.
Please.
Okay, is it visible?
Yeah, visible.
Okay, thank you. So good afternoon to all the participants, and already our previous speaker, Professor Amit Chaudhary sir, he has already given an overview that how to enter the data in SPSS, right? So I have also prepared a small data file for you. It's a hypothetical data. Based on this data file, we will understand that how to code, how to use the transform menu under SPSS, how to code or how to recode a different variable, how to basically how to manipulate the data using SPSS, that we will learn in this session. So during this session, if you have any question, you can directly ask me. Please raise your hand and then ask me to wait so that I can clarify your doubts if you have any doubts during my sessions. Okay, this is a data file. Here we have 5 variables. You can see first variable is gen means gender, then caste, another variable, place, another variable, age, again a variable, and then income, monthly income. We have these 5 variables here. Okay, now in the variable view, if you see, out of these 5 variables, 3 variables are categorical in nature, or you can say factor variable, and then 2 variables are age and monthly income. These 2 variables are scale variable. Gen means already sir has already explained. I think variable name by short, you can write it any name under the variable name, and if you want to write it properly to understand what is the name of the exact name or exact purpose of this defining the variable, that you can write it down properly under the label column. So what is the benefit of writing properly under the label column for any variable? When you go to the data view, and if you place your cursor and above the variable name, you just place it, don't click it, you just place it, then you can see name of the variable is gen, label means gender, and then type of the variable is numeric, and measure is nominal. Similarly, if I place my cursor on the variable caste, then you can see name caste, label is also caste, and then type is string, and measure is nominal. Similarly, here under place, you can see the different characteristics of the variable, place variable, which I have defined under the variable view. And then for age of the respondent, the proper label, and then type is numeric, measure is scale. Similarly for income, name of the variable is, and then monthly income is the level, type is numeric, and measure is scale. Now, suppose based on this 5 variables, the first thing that we are going to do under transform menu is called compute variable. How to compute a new variable based on the existing variable. Okay, so here my existing variables are gender, caste, place, age, and income. Now suppose I have a information of monthly income of the respondents. Here we have 30 respondents information. Now I want to create, or say I want to compute a variable. Say here, since we have a monthly income information of the respondent, so I want to create a variable, say annual income of the respondent. So if I multiply these values by 12, because these are the monthly income of the respondents, so if I multiply these values by 12, then I will get the annual income of the respondents. So let us do that using the compute variable under transform menu. So go to do that, what we need to do, go to the transform menu and then click on compute variable. So when we click on compute variable, this new pop-up window will appear in front of us. And then here, this pop-up window will ask you your target variable. So my target variable is annual income, right? So let me write annual underscore income. We cannot give space between two words when we define any particular variable. So you can give either underscore, or you cannot use any special character also. Then if you want to give the level, then go here, then level, under level you can properly write annual income of the respondent. Okay, type is numeric, fine, then click on continue. So variable name is annual underscore income, and level is annual income of the respondent. Okay, next we want to create the annual income of the respondent. I need to select this variable, monthly income, bring it into the right hand side box, and then multiply this variable by 12. We need the annual income. So income star is the multiplication sign you can use here for multiply. So income star 12, that means income into 12, monthly income we have for each and every respondent. Then if we multiply this value by 12, then we will get the annual income of the respondent, a new variable. Then click on OK to get your result. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Just wait, the screen is let me. Let me cancel this again. I will share it. Just wait for a minute because software is taking time to respond. Okay, let me perform the same steps again and go to transform, then compute variable. Here I will select, I will give the variable name, say annual underscore income. Then I select this one, monthly income variable in this side. From left hand side to right hand side numeric expression. Then I will multiply this by 12. Then click on OK to get the result. Then if I go back to my data set, then you can see. So one new variable is created that is called annual income. Earlier we have income, that is monthly income. Now we have annual income. So similarly, you can create it. Now there is another process. SPSS is called the graphical user interface type software, GUI, you can say, where we can just click, go to any command and click it, we can get the result. But also this software can use as a command based. Let me show you. Transform compute variable. Now here you can see, say I want to create another variable, annual income 1, another variable annual income 1. Now this time, suppose I want to divide, forget about annual income, say for this, let me remove this one. Wait, transform compute variable. Then I want to create another variable, say annual income 1, or you can say forget about annual income, income 1. One new variable is there we want to create, that is income 1. Now if I click on paste, look at this, there is a command called paste. If I click on paste, then I can see the commands that is being used by this particular software to get the result in earlier case. Now this time, when I'm going to create a new variable, you can see dataset active, dataset 1, compute, income 1 variable will be created, then income start 12. Now if I, instead of multiplying this by 12, if I use this divided by C, income divided by 12, then next what I can do, I can select all these commands. You have to select all the commands and then place here, click here, run selection. So automatically another variable will be created by this software. This is called command based use of SPSS using syntax based. You can say command based. First we have to select all these commands and then click on run selection. Run selection. Now this time what will happen? Earlier monthly income variable divided by 12. Okay, just for showing you, there is no meaning of this income divided by 12. Let me show you. Yes, this one. You can see income, one new variable is created, and then we get a variable that is called income 1. So similarly, you can use this SPSS software using command. If you know how to write down the command, then you can use this software on that basis also. Now let us move on to the next command. Say recode into same variables. Here you can see, and this is called code decode button. This is called code decode button. Okay, here. If once you click it, then you can see the codes and then decode button. Now here you can see 1 is the code I have used for male and 2 is the code I have used for female. Similarly, for caste I am using the caste is a string variable. G is the code for general, O is the code for OBC, then SC is the code for scheduled caste, and then ST is the code for scheduled tribe, like this. And then for place, 1 is the code for rural, 2 is the code for urban. These are the codes we have used. Now Suppose I want to recode this variable, any variable, say gender. I want to recode this gender variable into the same variable. I don't want to create a new variable. I would like to remain in the same variable, but I want to change the code. Instead of 1 equal to male and 2 for female, I want to assign say 2 for male and 1 for female. Then how we can do that? Go to the transform menu, recode into the same variable, click there, and then you select for which variable I want to change the code. Gender. So select gender from the left hand side box and bring it into the variable box. Okay. Now you see the moment you bring your target variable from left hand side to right hand side, you can see all the new values. This particular box is executed now. So now you click here. Here you can see old value and then new value. So what we can do, old value, as we know, we have assigned 1 for male and 2 for female. So what I need to do, I want to change it. Old value is 1, new value I want to assign say 2. Then add, and old value 2, and then new value should be 1. Add. Okay, that means earlier old value 1, that should become 2, and then earlier 2 value, that should become 1. So what will happen? Then we will have new codes, 2 for male and then 1 for female. Let us check, continue, then click on OK. So here you can see recode gen 1 equal to 2 and then 2 equal to 1. It's already affected. So let us see the data set. You can see all the male becomes female and then all the female becomes male. So if it is really necessary to do that by mistake, if you are coded like this, then only you have to do it. Otherwise, you have to recode a new recode. Otherwise, we have to go for this recode into different variable if you don't want to make any changes into the original variable. What will happen? What has happened? Because you see in the variable view, we have defined 1 for male, 2 for female. Okay, then when I change it, 2 you see 2 female and then 1 male, then automatically these values are changing, and then earlier male values become female and then female values become male. So this way you can recode into the same variable. You can change the code. Now let us use another option under transform column, that is called recode into different variables. Okay, not same variable, recode into different variables. Let me click here, recode into different variable. So let me show you first. Here it is place. Another variable here is called place. 1 for rural and 2 for urban. So I want to create a new variable and then recode into different variable, not into the same variable. So I want to change the code. Instead of 1 and 2, I want to assign say 3 and 4. So let me do that. Go to transform and then recode into different variables. So which variable I want to change? Recode place, this one. So let me select this one, bring it into the input variable box. And then moment it will come under input variable box, then you have to define your output variable because you have selected the option recode into different variables. So my output variable name is say new place, new underscore place, and level you can say new place, and then click on change. New variable name will be new underscore place and level is new place. When we click on change, you can see here this new place will come automatically here. So that means one new variable will be created from the existing variable place. Now click on old and new values. So old value 1 New value should be say 3. You can use any value and then click on add. Old value was 2 for urban and new value should be 5. For example, I want to change it from 1 to 3 and then 2 to 5. Click on add and then click continue. Finally, you click on OK to get your result. Here you can see recode place 1 equal to 3, 2 equal to 5. That means the variable, one new variable is already been created by this software, new place. Okay, then here now you can see the codes only 3 and 5. All the ones become 3 and then all the 2 becomes 5 because we are using new codes. Now, like here, because already we have defined for this variable place that 1 equal to rural, 2 equal to urban, but for this variable new place, we have not defined anything yet. So to define that, you have to go back to the variable view and then under variable view and the values column corresponding to the variable new place, you have to define value 3 for say rural, then add, and value 5 for urban, add, and then click on OK. Make your decimal point 0. Now you can see the same results you will get here, only the codes are different. Earlier it was 1 and 2 and now this time we have 3 and 5. So here in this way you can recode any variable into the same variables or by creating a new variable, you can say recode into different variables. So till now, if you have any question, you can ask me. Yes, we can. There is a question. Can we change a numeric code to string code? Yes, we can change it. Transform, recode into different variable. Say new place 1. Let me make it again new place 1. Change old and new values. Let me remove this 2. 1 for old value 1, new value is say what is the question? Let me check. Could you please explain the complete variable once again? Okay. Okay, your question was, can we change a numeric code to string code? No, we cannot go for numeric to string, but we can change from string to numeric. Reverse is correct, but we cannot go for from numeric to string. It's not possible. Compute variable once again. Okay, let me show you. Compute variable. Okay. Compute variable, to execute the compute variable, transform, go to the transform and then click on compute variable. Okay. Let me remove this. So reset. Say I want to create a new variable based on this annual income, or which we have already calculated. So let me say M income, monthly income. Monthly income. Then what I will do, I will select annual income from left hand side to right hand side numeric expression, then divide it by 12. If I divide the annual income, then I will get the monthly income. Okay. So here, first, let me again tell you the steps. From this left hand side, you have to choose your target variable. So my target variable is this one, annual income. So I want to create a new variable which is called monthly income. Already we have, but forget about that. So we want to create a new variable from the existing variable annual income. So I am going to create a new variable which is called monthly income. So what I have to do, I have to divide annual income by 12 so that I will get the monthly income. So I select this one, bring it into the right hand numeric expression box, then divide it by 12. Then click on OK to get your result. So here you can see monthly income, the same value that we have under income, we will get here. So this way we can create we can compute a variable. If you can sum it, if you want, you can sum, you can divide, you can multiply two variable. Let me show you. Transform, then compute variable. So now suppose I want to create a variable, say var1, variable 1. Remove this one. I want to sum two variables, say monthly income and for example, there is no meaning I can understand. Suppose I want to sum up two variables. Here we have monthly income and annual income. Let me sum up these two variables. So in that case, what we can do, we can use statistical. Okay, here different functions are available. Arithmetic function, then conversion function, then statistical. Under statistical, you will get the command sum. So from here, you just select this one, double click here, sum, and then we want to sum up two variable. So first variable is say monthly income. Select this one and bring it. Then comma. Then another question mark is there. You can see. Remove this question mark and then select another variable which one you want to add with the income. Say I want to add monthly income and annual income. Then let me select this one. So sum income comma annual underscore income. Then click on OK to get your result. From the data view, you will see the variable var1 new variable name, a new variable is created, and this is the sum information of annual monthly income and annual income. If you add 8443 plus 101316, then you will get this one. So by summing up these two variables, one new variable is created that is called var1. Similarly, you can multiply, you can divide any operation, numerical expression operation, you can do it using compute variable. You can transform the variable. Suppose you want to say transform the original variable monthly income variable in log of income. So log, you want to transform it log of income, or you can say transform compute variable, or square root, you can calculate it. Okay, square root of the income, any numerical expression you can perform under the compute variable. So new variable, let me define a new variable var2. Let me remove this. Say I want to transform this variable, say log base 10, numeric expression log 10, LG10, that means returns the base 10 logarithmic of numerical expression which must be numeric and greater than 0. So let me transform this income monthly income variable. So x is the income variable. Then I am going to create a new variable which is called log x. Okay, log transformation of the income variable. So let me select this one, monthly income. Then click on OK to get a new variable which is called var2. You can see here. So this is the variable var2. New variable is created from the income variable, or which you can say transform variable. Log of 8443, log of 5157. These are the values you can see. Similarly, you can also perform square root transformation. Go to the transform compute variable. Instead of using this, see, variable name should be different. Var3, let me define. And from here, you have to select sqrt, square root. This is the function name for SPSS to perform square root. And then select monthly income, this one. So square root of the income values. Click on OK. And you will see one new variable is created that is called var3, or you can say variable 3, var3. This is the square root of this value, this variable income. So this way you can perform different numerical expressions, calculations to compute a new variable. Okay, then so let me remove this variables. Okay, next we have automatic recode under transform menu. So what is the purpose of this automatic recode, or how to use this automatic recode? So here you can see one variable is string variable that is called cast. You can see the codes Z, then G for general, O for OBC, ST or SC for scheduled tribe and scheduled caste. Okay. Now you can use this automatic recode for a string variable to convert it into the numeric variable. Let me show you. Automatic recode. Then what I can do, I can select this one, caste, because my target variable is caste. So I bring it from left hand side to right hand side variable box. You can give a new name, say new underscore caste, new caste. Recode starting from lowest value. So what is the meaning for this recode starting from lowest value? I will tell you later on. You can go by this highest value, or you can go by this. Use the same recoding scheme for all variables. Click there. I have to add first, so that caste new variable will be created called new underscore caste, and then click on, forget about this, click on OK to get your result. Now let me show you what has happened. You can see automatically earlier we have string variable Z for general, O for OBC, SC for scheduled caste, ST for scheduled tribe. Now you can see these are the codes: 1 for general, 2 for OBC, then 3 for scheduled caste, and 4 for scheduled tribe. So by using automatic recode option under transform menu, you can convert your string variable to the numeric variable. Now, what is the meaning of this? Let me show you. Lowest value, recode starting from lowest value. When you go by automatic recoding, what will happen? Alphabetically, this number will take the codes. You can see A, B, C, D, E, F, Z. First is Z from alphabetical order. So general will get code 1. Next comes O. So OBC. So OBC will get the code 2. Similarly, then scheduled type and scheduled caste. You can see SC, ST. But first letter is SS for both this SC and ST. But when you compare the second one, you can see this one is C and this one is T. So T comes after C. Not immediately, but here you can see that scheduled caste got the code 3 and then scheduled tribe got the 4. So by alphabetical order, okay, this new code will be assigned by this SPSF software automatically. That's why it is called automatic recode. So this is the benefit of using this automatic recode. When you have a string variable, if you want to convert the string variable to numeric variable, then you can use this automatic recode option to get new codes. Okay, then let me. Okay, do you have any queries up to this? Any question? If you have any question, then please ask me. Okay, thank you. If there is no question, then let me show you the next one, visual binding. How to use this visual binding? Let me delete this one. Clear. Then go to transform, then visual binding. So visual binding, if you want to use this one, the visual binding option, this visual binding option is only available for the scale variable. Say, from a scale variable, if you want to create a grouping variable, which is very easy. For example, from the scale variable, we can easily calculate mean, median, mode. These are basic descriptive statistics or central tendency we can easily calculate from the scale variable. Mean, standard deviation, median. Okay. As we know, the median is the value which divide the whole data set exactly into two equal parts. Okay. Now suppose, let me take the example of this one, age of the respondent. From this variable, age of the respondents, I want to calculate a median. Okay, median is the mid value. So below the median, I want to say there's a young age group people or young people, and then above the median, then these are the senior people. I want to divide this 30 respondent into two different groups based on their age. One is young group, another one is senior group. So the criteria is for this, my criteria is I am going to use the median. Okay. So using median, I am going to divide this whole respondent into two different groups, young group and then the senior group. Let me first see the median so that I can decide that value as a cutoff value. Okay. To calculate the median, what I will do, I will go analyze and then descriptive statistics, or I can go to the reports also, no problem. Let me see this one, descriptives, then select this one only, age of the respondents. What are the options available? We have this, okay, median is not available here, so forget about this. Let me go by reports, then case summaries. Let me select age of the respondents, statistics I need, median, continue, display classes up to 100. Don't worry, because we have only 30 respondents. If you have more than 30 respondents, then you have to deselect this. Sorry, more than 100 respondents, then you have to deselect. Then click on OK. So here I have found, or we have seen, the median value is 36.50. Right? So this is my cutoff value. So any respondent whose age is less than 36.5, then I will select him, I will recognize him as a young respondent, and then the age group above 36.50, I will recognize him or her as a senior respondent. Now here, this time, what I am going to do, I am going to under transform menu, I am going to select visual binding. What is the application of this? I will show you step by step. Click on visual binding and then select age of the respondents, because already we know the cutoff value is 36.5. So age of the respondent from left hand side to bring it into the right hand side variables to bin. Okay, then click on continue. Here you can see, so this is the variable age of the respondent. Current variable is age, label is age of the respondents. So bean variable, you can create a new variable, say bean age, or you can say age underscore bean. One new variable will be created. Age of the respondents, label is under bracket, automatically it is written bean. Now here you have to define the cutoff points. So if you have more than one cutoff points, that also you can decide it by you. But what we have decided here, to select to use only one cutoff points, that is called median. So we have to define that value here, give that value in the cutoff points. So make cutoff points, click here. First cutoff point location you have to give, that location is 36.5. 36.5. Number of cutoff points, how many cutoff points you require. So if you want to say, sometimes whatever, based on the income, we want to create more than 2 groups, say 3 groups or 4 groups, like poor people, average income group people, or rich people. In that case, you can decide here the number of cutoff points, how many cutoff points you require. But here we have only one cutoff point, that is called 36.5. Okay, so this is the 36.5. So by default it is coming as 37. It's okay. Then click on apply. Next, here you can see your cutoff point is 36.5. Above 36.5, that is called high, and then click on OK. Binning specification will create one variable. Okay, fine. Then you go back to your data view, you can see one new variable is created called AgeBin. Our cutoff point was 36.5. Value which is below 36.5 is coded as 1, and the value which is greater than 36.5 is coded as 2. Here you can see 25 is 1, 37 2, 23 which is below 36.5, so 1, 47 which is greater than 36.5, so it is coded as 2. Okay, now go back to your variable view. Here you see automatically code 1 and 2 is ready, but you have to define what is the meaning of 1 and what is the meaning of 2. So select this. So for 1 you can decide to write here, say young, and then click on change, select this one 2, and here let me write senior, change, or okay. Now you can change your data. Okay, so from this scale variable we get a categorical variable, or you can say factor variable, which has only 2 categories, young and senior. Earlier we have this age, 25, 37, direct age information in completed years. This is the scale variable. Now we have a factor variable, or you can say categorical variable. So is it clear? If you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay, how did you get 36.5? So I have decided to, I cannot decide it by myself. It should not be subjective. It should be objective. So I choose a criteria to divide this age variable into 2 groups based on the median, because median is the value which helps to divide the data set exactly into 2 equal parts. So you can say median is the midpoint of your data set. So I have calculated the median, and from the median I have decided the value cutoff point, which is called 36.5. No, for more than 2 groups also you can use it. 3 groups, 4 groups, you can use it. For example, let me show you. Transform, then visual binding. Let me select this one, monthly income. Then continue. Here you will see the minimum value. For income, your minimum value is 5,106 and maximum value is 48,400. So between minimum and maximum, you can choose any criteria, any cutoff value. Okay, but first cutoff value you have to give. For example, here you can see in the visual binding, here visualization you can see here. Say 5,106. Let me show you how to create bin variable. Say income bin, new variable income bin, then click on this, make cutoff points. So between this Minimum value is 5106. So cutoff value I can decide, let's say 15,000, between 5,000 to 48,000, or you can say 50,000. How many cutoff points you require? You can say 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. You can select these four cutoff points: 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and 40,000. Okay, go here, make cutoff points. First cutoff point location is say 10,000. Number of cutoff points, you can decide 4. So up to this last cutoff point location automatically decided by the software is 36,550. This should be 10,000, not 1,000. Yes, 10,000. Okay. So first cutoff point is 10,000. I need 4 cutoff points because 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 as I have decided. But software automatically tells you that when I tell this software that I need 4 cutoff points, the software tells me that your first cutoff point is this 10,000, but last cutoff point will not be 40,000, it will be 36,550. Then click on apply, then click on OK. You can see this. These are the cutoff points. Value 10,000, first cutoff points. That means 5,106 to 10,000. Next 10,001 to 21,850. Then you can see 21,851 to 33,700. So this kind of class intervals you will get. And finally, click on OK. One new variable will be created, income bin. Yes, click on OK. Go back and you can see these are the ports you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have used the 4 cutoff points based on the income data. Income variable. Then you have to go back to the variable view, and here you have to decide. You have to give the name or level, you can say, for each and every code. One for say what I can say poor change. 2 for, let me say this is very poor change. Then poor 3, say average change. 4, say high income group, and 5, say very high change. Click on OK, and you can see the changes in your data view. So this way you can use the visual binding to transform your scale variable into the categorical variable. Yes, width is automatically decided. Okay, then next let me show you another option. Here. Go to transform and then recode into different variable. So either you can do this by visual binding, or there is another option, recode into different variable. So forget, reset this. Monthly income, I want to select. I want to create a new variable which is called say new income. Income categorical. Change. Then go to old and new values. So if you go by visual binding, then software will automatically decide for you the what should be the width, you can decide only the first option, first cutoff point. Rest of the cutoff points you cannot decide. So rest of the cutoff points will be decided by the software automatically. So if you go by your cutoff points, then you have to use this option, recode into different variables. Okay, recode into different variables. Let me show you. Transform, then recode into different variables. Then I select income, monthly income variable from left hand side to right hand side, and I give new name, which is called new underscore income, and level is income categorical. I want to create a categorical income variable. Now, once you create your variable name, then you have to click on old and new values. When you click on old and new values, now here you see from old and new values, these one value 1, new value 2 or 3, this you can use for already numeric variable or ordinal nominal variable or ordinal variable is there. That option is best for you for that. But if you have a scale variable, then you should use this one. Say I have decided to create 4 cutoff points. One is less than 10,000, or you can say 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 and 40,000. So lowest throw range, lowest throw value up to 10,000. 10,000. So new value should be, coded value should be 1. Add. That means lowest throw 10,000. That means as we know that our lowest value for monthly income was 5,106, right? So from that lowest value to 10,000, code should be 1. So we automatically define it by using this software. Next, 10,000 to 20,000, or you can say 10,001 to 20,000. So new value should be 2. Next, 20,001 to 30,000, it should be 3. And then 30,001 to 40,000, it should be 4. And then range value throw highest greater than 40,000 should get, it should be 4. 30,001 to 40,000, code should be 4. And then value, income value greater than 40,000, value through highest above 40,000 should get the 5. Code should be 5. Add, continue, and then click on OK to get a new variable. So here you can see the codes. New income. So one value which is less than 10,000. So 8,443, so got 1. So this one is between 10,000 to 20,000, so got the code 2. And this one is between 20 to 30,000, so 3. This one is 30,000 to 40,000, so got 4. And this one is above 40,000, 40,318, so got the code 5. So using this option, you can decide by yourself the cutoff points. Okay, but if you go by this one using visual binding, then what will happen? You can decide only the first cutoff points. Rest of the cutoff points you cannot decide. But if you create only 2 groups, then it's fine, because first cutoff points you can decide it by yourself. So only 1 cutoff points, you will have 2 groups, that is fine. But if you need more than 1 cutoff points or more than 2 groups, and you want to decide the cutoff points by yourself, then you have to use this option, transform, recode into different variables. So this option will help you to decide the cutoff points by yourself. Okay, then you can next you can rank the cases. Also, you can replace the missing values and you can create a new time series data. Let me show you how to rank, assign the ranks, and then I will show you how to replace the missing values. If you have a missing value, only one or two missing value in your data set, how to replace it. I will show you that. Let me remove this one. Clear. Go to transform and then rank cases. Okay. Now suppose I want to rank this variable age of the respondent. Age of the respondents. Okay. From small rank, assign rank 1 to smallest value or largest value. That means highest value will get rank 1. If you choose this option, assign rank 1 to smallest value, then lowest value will get rank 1. And since we have 30 respondents, the highest value will get rank 30. Highest age value will get the rank 30. But if you choose this option, largest value, assign rank 1 to largest value, then the highest age value will get rank 1 and the lowest one will get the rank 30. Then here you can see, and then click on OK. If you want to see that this summary table, then you have, by default it is selected. But if you don't want to see the summary table, then deselect it and then click on OK to get the effect on your data set. Here you can see, and let me find out the rank. Go to the variable view, remove the decimals up to 0, data view. Here you see 73 is the highest value, so get rank 1 because we have chosen, we choose the assign rank 1 to the largest value. So 73 is the largest value or maximum value under the variable age, so it has got rank 1. And then similarly, the lowest value will get rank 30, it is 21, so it's got rank 30. So this way you can assign the ranks for any scale variable. So here we have selected the variable age to assign the ranks. So our age is not, one new variable is created, automatically created by this software. So if you want to assign ranks for income, then our income, one new variable will be created and assign the ranks like this. Now, let me show you. So if there is a missing value in your data set, okay, replace missing values. If there is a missing value in your data set, suppose for when you collect, try to collect the information from the respondent, for a particular respondent, age information is missing. Okay, for example, this one, say 48, corresponding to respondent number, ID number, say 7. Let me delete it. Okay, this one is missing. For this particular respondent, all other informations are available, but his age information is not available. So what to do in that case? You can replace this missing variable value by average age. You can use average, you can use median also, no problem. So any descriptive statistics you can use to replace this missing value. If there is 1 or 2 missing observations in your data set, that you can do. But if there is more observations are missing, then you cannot do it. Now, in that case, to assign missing, to replace the missing value, what you can do, go to the transform, then click on replace missing values. Click on replace missing values. So from here, as we know, the under age variable, one respondent age is missing. So we will select this one, age variable, from the left hand side box, and then bring it into the new variable box. So new variable name is automatically taken by this software. It is called age_1. So S mean means series mean for age. Method average will be used to replace that missing value under the variable age_1. So there are different options. You can use series mean, mean of nearby points, median of nearby points, linear interpolation, linear trend at point. You can choose any one out of this. But let me select this one, series mean. That means average value based on the available data values. Average will be calculated, and that average value will be put here in that missing place under the variable age_1, not here in the original variable. One new variable will be created that is called age_1, and that variable, the missing value will be replaced. That's why it is called replace missing values. Let me click on OK to see the effect in our data set. Here you can see replace missing value. N of replaced missing values only 1. That means number of replaced missing values only 1. And then valid case is 30, and creating function smean. Let us see the effect. Here you can see original variable was age. This value is missing, and under age_1 new variable is created. So average is for this missing value. Here you can see it is replaced by average value that is called 38.2. Other values are same, as you can see, 25, 25, 37, 37, 23, 23. All other values are same. Only this value was missing. So this missing value was replaced by the average series mean, which is 38.2. Based on the 29 observations available, arithmetic mean is calculated and then replaced it by the software. So you can, since one of observation is missing under the variable age, so you can consider that value as a 38.2. So this way you can replace the missing value if under a scale value, if any value is missing. So if you have any question. So how many such missing values can be filled in a series? Is there any upper limit? See, there is no hard and fast rule that how many values. It should be minimum. If it is less than, if you have a 500 or 1000 respondents, then if 5 observations are missing, and then you can do it for 5. But if you have only 30 or 20 observations or 50 observations, then I think more than you can choose only 1 or 2 missing observations to replace it. So it depends upon you. Too many missing observations, if you are trying to replace it by mean value, then it's not good. Okay, any more question? Okay, if there is no question, then we will move on how to perform different, how to calculate frequencies, then report cases, different measures of central tendencies using SPSS software that I'm going to show you. So forget about this. Okay. Our original variables are gender, caste, place, age, and income. Now to perform simple analysis, you can say frequency, then descriptive statistics. So what we can do, we can go by analyze and reports, or you can go to the descriptive statistics parts also. So you can use the descriptive statistics part for frequency analysis or descriptives. Okay. Under descriptive statistics, you can calculate the frequencies for different groups. Descriptives, you can calculate mean, standard deviation, maximum, minimum, range, variance. Then under Explo also, different group wise, you can perform the descriptive statistics. Then cross tabs, cross tabulation you can perform. Then PP plots, ratio you can calculate PP plot and QQ plot. PP plot and QQ plot, these two plots are used to check the normality of a data set. Okay. Then under reports, case summaries, lot of calculations also you can perform. So let us go by this reports first, analyze, reports, and then case summaries. So for this case summaries, report and to summarize the different cases. For example, monthly income of the respondent. Let me bring this from left hand side to right hand side variable box. I want to calculate say mean, median, mode, standard deviation, everything. So these things are available under the box statistics. Click there, the statistics. Here you can see these are the options: mean, group median, standard error of mean, sum, minimum, maximum, range, standard deviation. So everything from the harmonic mean, geometric mean, everything you will get here. So anything you need, you have to select from this side and bring it into the right hand side. So already median is there. So we will select mean, then say range, standard deviation, and say variance. These statistics we want to calculate for the variable monthly income. Click on continue. Now here you see grouping variables. So if you want to see the calculation, these statistics, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, everything, gender wise separately or place wise separately, what you can do, you can select any categorical variable from this side and bring it into the right hand side. So this will show you the male and female wise separate mean, standard deviation, and the median, everything separately for gender wise. Okay. Then click on OK to get your result. Here you can see gender, male, number of observations 16, median, mean, range, standard deviation, and variance. Similarly for female, you have this information. And overall total information is also available, 30, considering both male and female, median, mean, range, standard deviation, and variance also available. If you do not select or do not bring your grouping variable under that, any grouping variable under that grouping variable box, overall information will show this software to you. For example, if I go analyze, reports, case summaries, if I remove this categorical variable or grouping variable from this grouping variable box, then if I click on OK, then I will see the total information only. This one. Only total information, not for male and female wise separately or gender wise separately. Only the total information, total statistics, considering all the respondents, you will see the different statistics information that you have chosen to find it out. Similarly, under descriptive statistics, to calculate frequencies, you need or we need categorical variable, or you can say factor variable, to find out the frequencies. So here for gender, I want to find out the frequency. For place, I want to find out the frequency. Say caste also, I want to find out the frequencies. Okay. Then from statistics, we don't want to calculate this central tendencies from the frequency data. From charts, you can select bar chart, any chart you need. Pie chart also you can select based on percentages, say not frequencies. Then click on OK to get your result. Here is the frequency table for gender. Here is the frequency table for place, and here is the frequency table for caste. And then bar chart you can see here. This bar chart for gender, male and female. This one is for place, and this one is for caste. Now, say I want to copy this and paste it into a Microsoft Word, okay? Or I want to paste it in my research paper. Suppose I'm writing a research paper and then I have to report it, this frequency information. Then what I will do, you can simply copy and open a new Microsoft Word file. Now you can paste it here. But if you paste it, you can see the tables will automatically appear like this from the SPSS. But you have to perform little bit of modifications in Microsoft Word. Otherwise, it looks very odd to see this kind of table. Okay. Suppose, for example, we don't need this valid percentage and cumulative percentage. What I will do, first, let me select this table and then go to this table box and select all borders. Let me select all borders, then we can see the actual structure of this particular table. From the if you copy that table from SPSS output and paste it Microsoft Word, then it looks very odd. Then what you can do, you can give the heading of the table later on. So first, let me remove this caste, go to the layout, delete, let me remove this row. And also let me remove these two columns. These two columns not required. Delete columns. Then I also don't need this valid column. Let me remove this. So if you want to remove this column completely, then what you have to do, you have to split these cells into two columns and then one row. Fine. Okay. Then place your try to align this two, and then select you this column, delete the columns. Then you can write, say, category. You can give a name, say table 1, caste, information of the respondent, and then select this table, bring it into the right hand side or middle, and accordingly you can report it. Or if you want to remove this here, in the middle, and now you can report it. So this way you have to perform little bit of modification and in your table or even graph also, graphical representation also, when you bring it from SPSS to Microsoft Word to write down your thesis or report any report or research paper, you have to do little bit of modification. Otherwise, it looks very odd if you just copy and paste it here to report it in your research paper or thesis. Then next, let me show you some other calculations, what we can say, not calculation, some other techniques how to manipulate the data using data menu. using data menu. Under data menu, if you want to say, I want to perform the analysis, frequency analysis only for male and only for female, or place wise, I want to perform separate analysis. So how to do that using SPSS, that I'm going to show you now. So before proceed to that, I would like to ask you, if you have any question, please ask me now. If you have any doubts or any question, please ask me. Okay, then. Now I'm going to show you, say, how to perform, how to select data, how to perform analysis separately for gender wise using data menu. You see, using data menu, you can perform the analysis separately for male and female. Okay, let me go to the data menu, then use select cases in SPSS software. Okay, select cases, then here you can see these are the options. By default, all cases are selected. Next option is if condition is satisfied. Let me click on here, if condition is satisfied, and then click on if. So here, because I want to say I want to perform the analysis for female, then what I will do, I will select this gender variable and bring it into the right hand side box. Then I will select gen equal to 1. Gen is the variable name, so gen equal to 1. So 1 is the code for female and 2 is the code, 2 was the code for male. So I am going to perform the analysis only for female, not male. That's why I select cases if gen equal to 1. Then click on continue and then click on OK. Now you see the effect in your data file. Okay, it's oh, male is 1 is the code for male, 2 is the code for female. So since I instruct this software SPSS that I want to perform the analysis only for gender equal to 1. So 1 means male. So you can see here the code 2 for 2, or you can say for female. These cutoff marks you can see in the left hand side, the serial number you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For all the 2 or for female, these are cutoff points you can see. And for all 1, there is no cutoff points. For code 1 under the variable gender, there is no cutoff points you can see, no cutoff mark you can see. So 3, since it is 1, no cutoff mark. 7, no cutoff mark. 8, since it is coded as 1 male, so no cutoff mark, like this. Now by doing this, if you try to perform the analysis, then the analysis will be performed by this software only for male groups, not for female. Okay, let me show you. Go to analyze, say descriptive statistics, say descriptives. Let me select this one, age and monthly income. Options, say mean, standard deviation and variance. Continue and then click on OK. You can see here age of the respondents and monthly income only 16. Valid number of cases list wise only 16. But we have how many respondents? 30 respondents information. As you can see, 30 respondents we have. Total number of respondents in our data set. But since females, as we have decided to perform the analysis for gender equal to 1, so females are coded as equal to 2. Code 2 was used for female. So this software automatically removed the female groups and perform the analysis only for the male groups. You can see here in the filter column also, a new filter column is created. You can see 0 for female and 1 for male. That means 1 means these are the values actually this particular software is using for analysis. Only 1 coded values are using by this software. Similarly, let me clear so that I can select all the groups. Similarly, select cases, then if condition, you can also choose say and place equal to 1. Continue, click on OK. Now let me show you. Here you can see what criteria we have decided this time under select cases. Gender equal to 1 and then place equal to 1. Then only I instruct this software to perform the analysis. The analysis that are going to be performed by this software only for gender equal to 1, that means male, and place equal to 1, that means rural. Here you can see filter options not selected because it is female, though it under place it is rural, but under gender it is female, so not selected. Only those value will be selected by this software. Under gender it should be male, under place it should be rural. So here you can see male and then rural, so this is selected. Male and then rural, this is also selected. Now if you perform any analysis, frequency analysis or descriptive statistics, any analysis if you want to perform, then it will be performed based on the male group under gender column and the rural group for the place column. Let us see descriptive statistics, say frequencies. Let me remove these two, place and gender, because it is already these two variables already under selection criteria. So I want to calculate the frequencies for cast variable. Click on OK. Here you see only 6 respondents are got selected, under which 1 general, 2 OBC and 3 schedule caste. Only 6 respondents are available for the combination gender equal to male and place equal to rural. So this way you can perform the analysis with the help of select cases. If you want to specify the analysis only for a specific group or specific case, that you can do under select cases. Let me select all the cases. Okay. Then remove this one. Now, what are the other options we have? You can split the file. You can merge the file also. You can transpose the file. Let me select how to split a file. Split file. Organize output by groups. Analyze all cases. Do not create groups. Let me select this one. Organize output by groups. Let me split this SPSS file based on the gender. Okay, gender, and then click on OK. Now what will happen? We will not see anything in the output file. If you see the outputs here, only here you can see under gender, males are automatically being in the one group and then females. Earlier our data was not like that. Male, female, there's a mix-up of male and female. But when we split the file, so 2 groups are being automatically created. One group based on the male, another group based on the female, because we have decided to create the groups based on the gender. Now, if you perform the analysis, now you will get every time you will get two. Suppose I want to perform the analysis. I want to calculate the mean, standard deviation, any descriptive statistics for the variable age or income or annual income. Then I will get 2 output. One output for male, another output for female, because already we have splitted the file. So let us see, analyze, then descriptive statistics, descriptives. Okay, let me include this one also, annual income. From the options, these are the statistics we need mean, standard deviation, then variance, maximum and minimum. Click the continue and then click on OK to get your result. Here you can see, since we have already split the file, now what happened? Descriptive statistics that we need, these are performed for male and female separately. Male, age of the respondent, monthly income, then annual income, minimum value, maximum value, then mean, standard deviation and variance. And these are the informations for female, the female group, and these are the male group. So we have 14 female and then 16 male. So 16 plus 40 equal to 30 total respondents. So next time, if you want to perform the analysis, overall analysis, if you want to perform, then you have to go on data menu and then split file and then click on here, analyze all cases. You have to off it and then click on OK. Then what will happen? You see, split file is off. That means this time you can perform the analysis for 30 respondents together. So once you split the file, don't forget to do this step. Data, then select cases and click on here, all cases. Then only the split file option will be closed. Otherwise, if you open it later on, then every time if you want to try to perform the analysis for overall group, no. Every time this software will show you the split file result, male and female separately. Every analysis will be displayed for male and female separately. So you have to off this split file option and then only you can again perform the analysis like earlier. So can you repeat again which option? So which one you would like to repeat it? Split file? Okay. To split the file, go to the data and then click on split file. Go to the data, then click on split file. And here, analyze all cases, do not create groups by default. Okay. If you want to split the file, then click on here, organize output by groups. Now say gender was automatically, we have splitted the file based on gender wise. So it was already there. Let me reset it. Again, to split the file, organize output by groups. So if you want to split the file, you need at least one categorical variable to split the file. So here, say instead of gender, I want to split the file based on the place, rural and urban. So let me select this one, place, and then click on OK. Now here you can see sort cases by place, split file separate by place. Now if you see your data set, here you can see rural place. So first you will see the values only for rural, and next urban. So file is already splitted. Now any analysis you want to perform, result will be displayed based on the rural and urban separately. So go to analyze, say report cases, case summaries, monthly income, age of the respondent, and these are the statistics information you need. Click on OK to get your result. Here you can see. So first, descriptive statistics information for rural, monthly income and age of the respondent, and next time you will see the descriptive information for urban group. So if you need separate analysis for any categorical variable, here we have selected the place, so you can get the separate result for descriptive statistics using split file option. And next time, if you want to again you want to perform the analysis by combining all the groups, not for place and not for rural and urban separately, then you have to off that split file option, switch off that split file option. So what you have to do in that case, go to the data then select cases. No, sorry, not select cases. Go to the data, then split file, and then you have to select analyze all cases. Do not create groups, and click on OK. Then split file option will be off, and next time if you perform the analysis, then it will show you the result for considering all the cases, not for rural and urban separately. Here you can see. For all the cases, you will see the descriptive information in statistics information based on overall 30 respondents. Now, let me show you another two options quickly. One is, so how to merge a file, how to merge two, say, two SPSS file. Let me create another SPSS file based on R1. Say, file, a new. Let me first create a new. Copy and then paste it here. Okay, the same variables I have, using the same variables, I have created a new SPSS file, and let me copy some of this information, say urban information. Let me copy this values, copy, and then paste it here. So one new file will be created. Okay, say untitled2. Let me change the name of this, say urban. Save it in the desktop. Now let me close this one, and let me delete this. All the urban groups I have deleted, and then we have only rural information, and let me save it. Now I want to merge these two files. Okay, suppose one of my friend is there. I told him that I enter the data for the rural groups. For me, you please enter the data for the urban groups. Prepare these data values in SPSS and send it to me, so that if two people are entering data, then quickly we can enter the data, and after that we can merge it. Variable names should be same. Remember one thing. So here also our variable names are same: gender, caste, place, age, income, annual income. In that file also our variable names are same. Okay. So two different persons have created this two data set, and then at the end of the entering data entry is completed. Now we want to merge these two files. So what we can do, we can go to the data menu and then select merge files, and then under merge files, this software will ask you add cases or add variables. So we are not going to add the variables. We are going to add the cases because variables are same. In our case, gender, caste, place, age, income, and annual income, these variables are same in this file also and that file also. Okay, we are going to add the cases. We are not going to add the variables. Add variable means if you are going to add another variable, say annually, say there other variable one, say var1, var2, var3, another variables. There annual income, or other any other variable if you want to add 5 or 10 variables, other 5 10 variables if you want to add, then you can click on that option, add variable. But in this particular case, we are not going to add the variables, we are going to add the cases. So that's why what I will do, we will go to the data menu, then under merge files, we will click on the add cases, because we are going to add the cases here. Now this software will ask you an external SPSS data statistics data file. So we have to give the path of that particular file where we saved our data. So let me click here, browse. In desktop, our other file was urban.save. Other file name was urban. So let me select this one, because this existing file name is, let me show you, this existing file name is aus_fdp, and other file name was this one, urban. We want to merge these two files. Any one file you have to open, either this one or this one. So already we have opened this one, aus_fdp. So I want to add other one, that means urban one. Go to data, then merge file, add cases, then give that source of the file urban.save, open, and then click on continue. So variable in the list in now active dataset, these are the variables we have. Okay, same situation. So click on OK. Now you see your data file. All the urban values are coming. Earlier we have only 14 observations and only rural places are there. On this time, since we have used the merge file option, so we can easily merge two SPSS files with the same variable name, even different variable name also. If you have different variables, then also you can merge two files like this. So there are two options. You can merge the files by adding cases, or you can merge the files by adding variables. In our case, our variables are same, so we simply go by add cases. If variables should have been different, but if we have other variables which we want to add here in this particular file, then we would have to go by this data, merge files, and then add variable cases instead of add cases. So do you have any queries up to this? Okay, then if there is no queries, then let me show you another option. What is the utility of these weight cases in SPSS? Under data menu, you can see split file, select cases. Already we have discussed the split file, then select cases, and then weight cases. And you can sort cases from ascending order or descending order. You can arrange or sort the data values based on any variable. You can sort it. And transpose means, let me show you. So using transpose option, you can transpose the variable into cases or cases into the variable. How to do that? Transpose. Here you can see, if I select all these variables and then bring it into the variable box and then click on OK, you can see all these cases becomes variable and your variables become cases. This way you can transpose, and otherwise again next time if you go transpose, select all these variables and then click on OK, then you will get your original results back. But some information you were losing. You can see caste information we lose, then places, everything we lose. You have to code it again. So be careful when you do it by yourself. But for scale variable, it is not an issue. So this is the utility of transpose variable, transpose option under data menu. Now let me show you what is the utility of these weight cases. Okay. Now you see, suppose I want to perform a cross table between two categorical variable, for example, gender and place. So go to analyze descriptive statistics, and then let me click on cross tabs. So under row, I will choose this variable gender, and then under column, I will choose this variable place, so that I will get a cross table. So this cross table I am getting, right? Male from rural place, we have 6. Male from urban place, we have 10. Female from rural, we have 8 respondent or 8 people, and then female from urban, we have 6. Now, suppose someone is someone is coming to you that to take the help of to perform any statistical test, say example chi-square test, which will be discussed in the next session, I think. But for example, someone is coming to you with this cross table information, and ask you to help him or her to perform the chi-square test. But that person does not know how to enter the data in SPSS. Only this information he or she has. Then what you will do in that case? Because to perform chi-square test, you see, we need this kind of data entry. Say I want to perform the chi-square test between gender and place. Is there any association between gender and place? For example, then we need to enter the data like this, male then female. We have to code the data like this, and then we should perform, go to the descriptive statistics, then use cross tabs, and then under statistics we can perform chi-square, and we will get the result. Okay. But suppose my question is that if someone is coming
Dear participant,
hello,
yes, sir, yes,
can you hear me?
yes, yeah, audible, sir, audible.
Okay, actually I got disconnected.
No, it's fine, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, let me show you based on this table, how we can perform using the weight cases, how we can perform data analysis. So that with a very minimal entry of data within a very short span of time, we can easily perform the analysis. But in that case, what we need to remember, we have to remember this frequency values: male rural 6, male urban 10, female rural 8, female urban 6. This information we need to remember. So let me show you. So in our variable view, let me create two new variable. One is say gender, another is say place. Sorry, place is already there. Okay, let me create say new place and then frequency. Okay, so let me use the same codes here. Control C for gender and then Control V, and for place also our codes are same. And here nominal, then again nominal, and this one is the frequency scale. Now you see, if you remember, male rural, with this combination we have frequency 6. So let me put this male, then rural, frequency is 6. Next, male urban, frequency is 10. Male urban, frequency is 10. Then female rural, frequency is 8. Female rural, frequency is 8. And then female urban, frequency is 6. Okay. Now with this information, we are going to perform the analysis. What we have entered? We have entered the cell combination: male rural, male urban, female rural, female urban, and these are the frequency information from the cross table that we entered. Now go to data and then select weight cases, click on weight cases, and then from this pop-up menu you have to click on do not, or by default it will be do not weight cases is selected, but here we have to select weight cases by frequency. This is the variable frequency, weight cases by frequency, then click on OK. Here you can see in the output weight by frequency. Now I want to perform the cross tabs, descriptive statistics, then cross tabs. Let me remove these two variables. These two variables not required. Okay, we want this one only: gender, male, rural, and new place. New two variable we have been created, right? These two variables, gender and places. And then this time, if you click on chi-square, continue, click on OK, then you see same frequency table you will get, and the software will perform the analysis for you. So if someone is coming to you with this cross tab information, then what you have to do, you just go to the software and then create 3 variables. One variable for that means how many variable available, how many classifications are there in your cross table, that you have to see. It's not necessary that you need to perform only 3 variables. Sometimes it may be 4 variable also. It depends on the classifications you have. But here you see gender, we have only 2 categories, male and female, and place also 2 categories. So we have created 3 variable, 1 variable for gender, 1 categorical variable for gender, 1 categorical variable for and place, and another variable which is for the frequencies. Similarly, there is a variable, say suppose, where 4 categories are there: rural, urban, then some other categories are there. Then also we need to create only 3 variables, but options will be more. But with this minimal information, from that cross table, by using weight cases, you can automatically perform the different kinds of statistical analysis if you go by the weight cases. Otherwise it will not help you to perform the analysis. Only this, what will happen? Otherwise, if you try to perform the analysis, or if you prepare to try to prepare the cost table based on this gender and n place, it will show you only frequency. Say suppose, let me show you descriptive statistics, cross tabs. If I remove this one, weight cases, do not weight cases, and then analyze descriptive statistics, cross tab. From statistics, let me remove chi-square. Then look at this. My cross tab will be looking like this: male rural 1, male urban 1, female rural 1, female urban 1. But this is not the actual case. Why we are getting this result? Because we are trying to perform the analysis without weight cases. But if I perform this by using weight cases by frequency, then you see we will get the different result. Cross tabs, let me remain these two variables same, click on OK. Now you see, if I go by weight cases, I will get a different result. So this is the application of weight cases using under data menu in this software SPSS. So I hope I'm able to clear all your doubts. If you have any question, then please ask me now. Okay, I will share my data file, no problem.
I have unmuted the participants. They can speak directly with you if they want.
Okay.
Any queries you can ask? We have time. 5 minutes time we have. You can ask questions. If you have any specific problems related to your research, you can ask.
Yes, I can share the data file, no problem. But this is a hypothetical data. You can also create your own data file, no problem.
Any queries?
Okay, sir, I will send this data file to you. You please circulate this data file to all the participants.
Yeah, I'll share it with them.
Okay, okay.
So it was a very excellent and elaborate deliberation that you made today, explaining all the points, how to enter the data, how to do the transpositions, how to coding, recoding, and showing the these descriptive statistics also. It was a very fine explanation, and it looked like we are in an offline class, not in an online mode. So it was a very excellent deliberations. I thank you for that, and I hope that in future also I'll be getting you in some other workshops if required.
Sure, sir, certainly. Thank you.
I request Mr. Dhituman Chandar to quickly give the vote of thanks to sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Devyati, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dhituman Chandar. I'm a research scholar in the Department of Business Administration, Assam University. Goes without saying, I might end up this session by thanking Dr. Hemanta sir time and again for giving us this opportunity to learn and learn about the nuances of this SPSS account. Most of the times we go through sessions, we get a holistic view, but he was very clear with his approach. He has touched all the doubts that you have asked, be it regarding coding, decoding, or formatting SPSS tables, or even letting us give the data sheet that he himself had produced. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for taking out your busy schedule and letting us enlighten about so many topics, which we ourselves at some point of time thought that would be easy to implement. But when we are going through this, we realize that there are certain areas, certain prospects that was left to be understood, and you have rightly touched those areas. Thank you so much, Dr. Hemanta sir, and we would love to listen to you again in some other platform maybe. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, Divjyoti sir.
Thank you, Dhitiman. And thank you, Hemanta sir also. So
Thank you, sir.
here we come to the end of this session, and we are proceeding towards lunch. We will meet up again at 3 p.m. And please don't forget to give the attendance. Attendance link is there in the chat box. Thank you. So we are meeting again at 3 p.m.